This is the plaintiff, Jonathan Pease. He says he went to the defendant's hardware store and had an ignition key made for his 1992 Subaru. When he went to test it out, the key went in, but then got stuck. He could shut the engine, but couldn't turn it all the way off, leaving the electronics on. When he went back to the store to complain, the defendant told him his legal responsibility was to give him a key that starts the engine. Nothing says it has to come out. Huh? He's suing for $563.50 for the cost of another locksmith and other fees. This is the defendant, Phil Anthony. He says his family business has been cutting keys according to a reference book for 61 years. He used the right blank and has extensive experience. The key getting stuck in the ignition has nothing to do with his ability or craftsmanship in cutting keys. According to his locksmith friend, keys get stuck all the time due to faulty cylinders, so end of story. He's accused of being a little long in the tooth.
Jonathan Pease, you are suing the hardware company. Mr. Anthony, you'll be representing. You're the owner?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and you've asked not to mention the name of the hardware company, and we will respect that. Mr. Pease, you're suing for $563.50 in damages that you say you incurred as a result of a key they made for your Subaru that was faulty and didn't work and got stuck. All right, what happened?
I've dealt with the same hardware store for years.
You've been a customer of theirs for how long?
I meant a year.
A year? Okay.
About a year. Anyway, I brought the key from my Subaru. It was the key that started the Subaru that morning, and I took it in, and he cut a new key.
How long had you been? You just wanted a spare key?
Just wanted a spare key.
Okay.
So I took the key, and he made a copy. I went out, and it wouldn't work. It wouldn't turn.
Who's the person who actually made the keys? Okay.
I am, Your Honor.
All right, so go ahead. He's not? Who's the person who actually made the keys?
He's not here today. He's a very heavy, overweight person.
Do you know who he's talking about?
He's a soccer coach.
If you would, Your Honor, he's describing our manager, but I am the one who cut his key.
Okay, so
I
we'll
am
go
the
on.
one. I put on some weight, but I'm not.
Okay. Well, he might think he's lost weight. But, all right,
Okay,
so
thank you.
go ahead, talk to me. Tell me what you say happened.
So it didn't work, so I brought the key back in and said, try it again, whatever. So he tried it again. Back out to the car, put it in the ignition. It was a little snug, but it turned on. Turned on the car, started up. Great, okay, good. I wouldn't come out. In fact, it wouldn't go into the lock position. So the steering wheel was still open.
So it would turn off the car, but it wouldn't come off accessory.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, it wouldn't come off accessories. So I went back in, spoke to the guy who made the key, and he came out, checked it out. Then he went into the store and got the store manager, because that guy. Anyway, and they both came out and they tried it and this and that, and he said, "Boy, this is the first time, in, like he said, so many years I've been doing this. I've never seen anything like it," implying that it was the car's fault. Well, this is like Saturday afternoon, and I said, well, "What are we going to do? I mean, the car." I can't take a car to the mall or anything like that because I can't get the key out. It's like, well, come steal my Subaru SVX. He said, hey, take it to the Subaru dealer.
Why don't you call a locksmith and have them, I presume a locksmith could get it out.
I made a couple calls when I got home. I couldn't get a locksmith anyway. It was Saturday afternoon.
Why can't you get a locksmith on Saturday afternoon? You get a locksmith whenever.
This is rural Connecticut. Sunday, forget it, Monday.
So what happened? Tell me what happened.
Okay, so Monday morning I call around.
So what physically happened with the car? What'd you do? Did you tow it? What'd you do?
I could start it.
Oh, so you drove off?
So I drove. I took it home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I took it home, but left it with the key in the position when it wouldn't come out.
So it drained the battery.
Drained the battery. Monday morning, dead battery. I call around. The closest key locksmith that I could find was in Groton. They said, this is an automobile problem. We're not licensed to deal with automobiles. You need a locksmith who has an automobile license.
So did you find a person who was an automobile?
I did. I Googled it. I Googled this license thing.
And the closest one was in Rhode Island?
The closest one was Rhode Island.
Which was how far away from you?
45 miles.
Okay, so you are suing then for your dead battery Didn't you just charge a battery?
The time to charge it. I didn't charge for a brand new
1.25
battery.
hours at $25 an hour. What's $25 an hour? Your time?
That's what I make. That's my time.
Tell me what happened here, really. Because you were suing for $563.50. $2 for the making of the key that didn't work, because you feel that's their fault and not your car's fault. A dead battery, 2 411 calls at $3.50. $25 for your time to find a locksmith. $54 for expense to and from Rhode Island for your time, or I guess by the mile. $85 for the locksmith charge. $75 for your time going to Rhode Island. So I'm not sure what the $54 is auto expense. So I guess wear and tear to your car. I'm not sure.
Gas and oil.
$37.50 for time writing legal preparation, an hour and a half, because now you're billing for legal preparation like you're a lawyer. What, you mean filing the lawsuit? $150 for one working day in court, and $100 aside from that because you had to file a claim. So it's $563.50. That sounds crazy, but it also sounds angry. You are angry.
When the man said that it was not his implied legal responsibility was to supply me with a key that would start the car, as long as it started the car, his legal obligation was filled.
Okay. Tell me your side of this.
I will, Your Honor. First of all, let me begin with his statements are very inaccurate. They're beginning with who cut his key. That was myself that cut the key. That was myself who went out when he came back into my business and said it doesn't work. And it stuck. And I said, well, would you like me to see if I can get out? I tried twice. It never came out. It did not come out at all. The blank was correct. The blank was, and I have a reference book and some evidence.
Let me see the blank. Do you have a copy of the blank you used? I mean, a sample of the blank?
I do, actually. I do. They're both the same, Your Honor. Just one has got a black head. Some people like it with the plastic head. Some people like it with the bare metal, if you would. That's his year of his vehicle. That is the blank that we cut. Yes, I drew the lines through so that you could follow there. Mm-hmm. Would you like me to continue?
Yeah, continue.
Okay. So then I basically said to him, I said, well, the blank is correct. The car is starting, so it's obviously.
Okay, I want you to know that I looked up the blank before coming out here, and this looks like the blank. I mean, it's not particularly sophisticated. There's nothing much to it, but I wanted to make sure it had these other notches that are here, and it does. So go on.
All right. So then, Your Honor, I basically said to him, look, I said, I'm not taking liability. The key was correct. The vehicle started, and so I'm hard-pressed to state any liability here. However, so he isn't correct. He is correct in that statement. But I didn't leave him high and dry. The statement that I have from Edgar St. Jean, Ed's Lock and Key, was the individual I offered on the spot to call, Your Honor, to call him and to say, look, if it's my fault, we'll eat it. But it's not. Likelihood is probably the cylinder. I am willing to call the locksmith for you. Nope. And he refused. He declined. Nope. Okay. Period.
The person who's with you, is that moral support or a witness?
Well, that's my brother Ron, who is a co-owner of the same business.
But is he moral support or a witness?
Well, witness to a certain degree. Because we sell, if I can give a very brief background, residential, commercial, and automotive keys, we cut all of the above. The locksmith, the regional locksmiths that we deal with, take care of all of these, including automotive. And that's why I offered to call one. And I do have a written opinion as, I think you have that.
Yeah, let me see that. Okay. But what was the actual problem? What do you suppose caused the key to get stuck?
So, if the key was the right blank, does the plaintiff lose the case?
Although the key may be blank, if it's improperly keyed, he's still at fault. And he's still
So he may have cut it wrong, you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay, that's an interesting point. You buying that, sir?
I totally agree with what he's saying right there. I think that if he keyed it wrong, then, you know, he's...
Is it possible that it could be the car and not the key? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Okay, fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
You have an older vehicle. It's usually 98%, I think I'm being fair in stating this, it works. The keys we cut work. But then you have some, based on age of the vehicle, where, and again, he can explain it, the locksmith, better than I, but there's pads, there's springs, etc. in the vehicle. They wear down.
What he says is the new key may not work, as in turning the ignition on,
right.
But under normal circumstances, the new key should be easily removed. Right. It's not unusual for an older vehicle to have a loose mechanism within its ignition cylinder, such as worn-out pads and/or springs. This, as well as other common cylinder defects, create a situation where the original key may work, but a newly cut key will not. That's fine, but that's what I want to know is what causes a newly cut key not to work. Mm-hmm. What would cause it to get stuck? Come on up, help me out.
the newer keys sometimes have sharper edges. That's part of cutting it on a cutting machine. So if the newer key has sharper edges than his old worn-out key, and his cylinder is starting to go or is about to go, the newer edges could cause a problem.
Okay.
And that's
But you feel that
basically
if that is the case and you cut the key right, that wouldn't be your fault because you can't cut a key to be an old key.
You can't cut a key
only
without
cut it-
sharp edges
right.
on it because that's a newer key. It's not going to be dull like his older key.
All right, when you take it to Rhode Island and they take care of it, did they give you any, according to you, they said this is a result of the key being faulty?
Yeah.
Can you prove that?
No, I can't prove that.
Okay, then that's your whole case. How are you not going to prove that? You have paperwork from them
Wait a minute.
regarding the locksmith
My case
charges.
is the owner couldn't get the key out of the ignition.
No, there's no question. Let me
All right?
tell you what there's no dispute
And-
about. They made a key,
and
the key
that
got
I
stuck
brought
in your
there,
ignition. I want you to
have
listen to me.
have a
No, don't talk
duplicate.
over me. It's not going to help your case. Listen to my question. The fact that the key gets stuck doesn't mean they did something wrong. It could be the cylinder, it could be the key. I need to have proof from you because you're the plaintiff. I mean, I've been grilling them like a cheeseburger, okay? But I need to have proof from you because you're the plaintiff, and you have to be able to be proving your case first. They don't have to defend the case first. You really have to prove your case first. So do you have any evidence from this locksmith that says this is a result of the key being poorly made or incorrectly made or and something else, something that pins it on them? Because that's what you need. You need to be able to prove it was them and not something in the worn-out cylinders of your 92 Subaru. I guess I didn't.
I'm absolutely befuddled because, when I go in and have a duplicate key made, there's nothing that anybody says that, oh, by the way, it's going to have sharp edges, da-da-da-da-da. Right. All my life, I've had duplicate keys made, and they all either worked or they didn't.
I guess we then disagree that there's a world where they could cut the key right and the key could go in and that it could be the cylinder that won't accept a new key. And I say that, hold on one second. I say that for two reasons. One is experience, and the other one is their letter from their locksmith that says that there's such a world. Mr. Pisa, I would need, for you to claim $563.50 in damages, I would really need some evidence that they did something wrong in cutting the key. You feel, and I understand your frustration, that the fact that the key couldn't come out is the evidence. I understand that that's how you feel. I do not feel that the fact that the key couldn't come out is the evidence, okay? By the way, how did Rhode Island get it out?
They took apart the ignition.
They took apart the ignition.
Yeah.
All right, based on what's in front of me, I rule in favor of the defendant. I'm sorry.
Just hold on right there, guys, please.
Well, the evidence just doesn't support the claim that something they did to the key caused it to get stuck in the ignition. So what's your reaction to the ruling as you come out?
I think the judge would act differently if it had happened to her.
What would she do differently?
She would have summoned someone to get it done on the spot or sued them.
Yeah, and lost. So you're going to still go back there?
No.
They're you guys, right?
No way.
All right, so
Thank you, sir.
another satisfied customer, huh? Nice work.
Well,
that's not what you're in business for.
we're in business to take care of our customers. We have for 61 years, my father and 3 generations now, and we're still there. So we're doing a good job.
Harvey?
Okay, the defendant has a job to do, which is to do it professionally, but he's not guaranteeing that the key will work. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.